Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier cruise-in, and you're invited to join in. Whether you're a cruiser or spectator, Tailpipes and Tacos is the place to enjoy made-to-order breakfast tacos, fresh coffee, and mingle with Houston's fun car people. Mark your calendar for Saturday, January 16th for Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant in Katy, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tailpipes and Tacos is free, and everyone is invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods all at one location. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event. The Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupe founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise in, Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, January 16th, 8 to 11 a.m. at Lupe's in Katy. The In Wheel Time car show will be there too. Get your ride ready and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise in, January 16th, 8 to 11 a.m. at Lupe's in Katy, weather permitting. Hello, everybody. This is the award-winning car talk show In Wheel Time, your weekly go-to all things automotive place. Along with Mike out of this world Mars, King Conrad DeLong, Jeff Zekin, I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us today. And while we wait on getting reconnected with Alec Udell down there at the Houston Karting Center, we are going to look at this week in automotive history. And Mr. King Conrad DeLong happens to have that, as he does every week.
Well, we have a little story to start with from your home area.
Oh, Lord.
Otto Zachow and William Burserdich of Clintonville, Wisconsin, in 1908 received a patent for their four-wheel braking system.
We were close friends.
You
Neighbors.
probably were. And their patent is built around, still to this day, the modern automotive braking system still uses those designs that they did in that original patent. They were also the inventors of the very first successful four-wheel drive car in 1908, and they followed it up with their auto company called the Badger Four-Wheel Drive Auto Company.
That's a sharp-looking vehicle there.
That is it, and that was actually used during World War I.
Is that solid rubber tires?
That is solid rubber tires.
Wow. Right, great.
In 1909, a graceful 1,470-foot span across the East River of New York City opened on this day. That's the Badger Automobile Company there. And then the next one is the Manhattan Bridge was the fourth bridge built across the East River of New York. And I couldn't imagine working on that back then because there was no OSHA. People didn't survive working on some
scary.
of those. But, those suspension bridges, it's amazing. And then in 1938, actress Florence Lawrence passed away. She received no patent at the time and is now credited with the first mechanical turn signals and brake lights. So a woman driver created turn signals and brake lights and ended up without receiving any patent rights to it. And then in 1937, safety glass became mandatory in Great Britain. Unlike ordinary glass that breaks into big shards, safety glass, and we use it to this day, this tempered glass breaks into these little pebbles so it doesn't do additional injury to the person inside the car. And then this is Highway 110 in Los Angeles in 1940, the Arroyo Seco Parkway.
I think that's called Arroyo
Seco Parkway.
Something like that.
Connected L.A. to Pasadena, and some of those people are still stuck in traffic to this day.
Is that Pass-A-Get-Down, Dina? No, there's only one. There's only one of those.
Colin Chapman founded Lotus Engineering Company in 19...
Colin, not Colin.
Colin. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm off to my doctor's appointment. Colin Chapman founded Lotus.
Just don't start coughing.
And their first production car, which is the Mark VI. In 1955, General Motors announced a net income of $1 billion, the first automobile company to get there. In 1957, Volkswagen created its 2 millionth vehicle, which was a bug. In 1961, automobile designer Bill Mitchell received a Christmas gift from General Motors on this day when his two car designs were selected for production, which was the 1963 Buick Riviera and the 1963 Corvette split window.
Yep.
So, pretty interesting. Mitchell had such an influence on vehicle design at General
And I have
Motors.
to tell you,
and that's this week in automotive history.
Thank you very much. I got an opportunity to meet and get my picture taken with Zora Arkus Duntov, the father of the Corvette.
Wow.
And we asked him specifically about the split window. And the split window was not intended to happen. You'll notice that it was only 1 year.
Yeah.
The intention was to have a full piece of glass in that area back there where the split window first occurred.
Absolutely.
And the unfortunate thing was when it went into production, the glass company, whoever the supplier was not able to make one piece of glass to go across.
With
so
those
the answer,
folds in it. Yeah.
Right. So the answer was to put a rib down the middle and make two pieces of glass, and that's why you see the split window. Yeah.
Yep.
So I just wanted to pass that along.
Cool.
Yeah.
You met our Duntov.
Yes, and his wife. I
How
certainly
cool
did.
is that?
Yep, and I met him and somewhere around here. I don't see it on the wall in here now, but it's in the back. Yeah, I have a picture of he and his wife, and I can't remember her name, but
Mrs. Duntov.
Yeah.
And now let's move on to the next famous automotive person we know, and that's Alec Udell.
Alec, it's good to have you back again. I know that we've been a pest all day, but we can't stop talking about karting. And you had mentioned something in our last segment about you teaching kids how to drive karts, race karts, and the actual ins and outs of going in and out of turns and that sort of thing. So my question to you is, at what age do these kids, I guess it's mainly boys, or do you find girls coming up through the ranks as well these days?
Yeah, I definitely majority are guys are young boys.
Yep.
There are some young girls that are racing as well. I haven't worked with too many. I actually raced when I was younger, like from when I was about 10 to 15, I raced on a team with a girl who was a really great driver. So there definitely are, and there are a lot of great women drivers out there in the sport. And that's one of the cool things about motorsport. I'm going to go on a short tangent, is that, everyone's on the same playing field, and it doesn't matter, guy or girl, we all race the same, and we're all out there. It just matters who wins.
Yeah, I saw a documentary
cool
not that long ago about karting, and I don't recall what channel or what it was, but memory serves me correctly. I think that the youngest that I saw was like 3.
Oh, gosh.
That was in a go-kart. Obviously, Dad propelled him into this.
Yeah.
But my question to you is at what age, generally speaking, at what age does a child understand how and why that you make the turn into a turn slower than you come out of the turn to get the best time? Because it seems to me that there is a huge learning curve in how to drive. It's not like teaching somebody how to read. It's a lot of it has to do with feel. And so you tell me, at what age do the kids really start absorbing what you're trying to teach them?
Certainly. I think the ages where kids really start picking it up is around 7 and 8. I have worked with kids as young as like 5 and 6. The problem with having a kid that young is the kart that they're in, you can almost drive full throttle around the whole track. So you don't really, you're really focused on getting them confident with the speed. And so that's really what you start out with. And to an extent, that's what you start out with anyone when they're first getting into, racing or track driving, is getting them comfortable with the speed that they are able to carry through the turn. And then from there, you're able to work on, okay, now we've got to, on these particular turns, we've got to make sure we slow down so the car doesn't slide. And what does it feel like for the car to slide and all that? And so that's kind of, I'd say about 7 or 8 is when you get into really more of the technical details. But I guess you can get into some of the understanding when you have kids that are about 4, 5, and 6, but it's very basic at that level.
Right.
And so, about 7 and 8, you can kind of start getting a bit more of the technical details.
Well, I know that my girl's grandmother gave one of the girls, I don't know which one it was, gave her a Barbie-type Porsche or a Corvette or something, battery-powered, and basically all it had was a green button for go. There was no speed. It was either on or off. and the red button, I think, was a brake. And it was hard for me to teach the difference between the two. They'd step on the red button, the green button. Why are you laughing and turning red?
Well, because we're talking about karting, and you're going to the electric Corvette, Barbie Corvette.
I know, but I'm just trying to explain.
Talking about the kids learning and
exactly,
because they got no experience to build on at that early age.
To know that the green button on the floor of the Barbie car means go, and at 3 or 4 or 5 years old, whatever that was a hard concept for them. They didn't quite understand it. They didn't get pressing the green button meant that you went forward. That took a while for me to teach that. Maybe I'm obviously up.
I was going to say, it could have been the teacher.
So, I mean, do you find that kind of learning curve in karting as well?
Not quite as much. I don't think. I think a lot of the kids that are jumping into it, like certainly when I was getting into karting for the first time, I had that desire, and I had the same kind of thing. I had the little Tykes car that I had driven around, so I had picked that up. But funny enough, you say the red and the green. I mean, I'm looking at our rental go-karts out here, and we've got the same thing. We've got the red and the green.
Green go and red stop.
Exactly.
See, you were right on the money, Don.
So can I say this to Conrad? Shut up.
So Alec, let me ask you this.
Doesn't say Barbie.
Take that same concept. Now, I'm a little bit older than what your average karting student, but let's say we're at the track, and you're going to take somebody my age. Well, let's go even further. Let's go to Don's age. And so I have the control over here to do this. So now he's not even on the air, and he cannot ask the question. So we're just going to move on.
Do you find your teaching technique varies with the age of the student? Let's go at it that way.
Yeah, that could be the way to do it.
I think it definitely it can change. And so what I've done actually is I've created some online training to give people the basic fundamental understanding of like how to drive and like. Okay, so this, say you're coming up to a hairpin, what kind of line should you drive through it? Or, okay, I'm going to the track for the first time. What should I be thinking when I'm going to the track? And so what I've found is it's kind of consistent, but it takes meeting the person, kind of where they're at, as well as, what kind of process how they learn best. And so some people learn best by seeing it. And so like in the trainings on the website that I've created, if it's got my explanations, drawing it out on pieces of paper, it's got a video and some people like to hear it and see it and kind of some people have to feel it. But I think at every level it takes practice. And so you can talk about it quite a lot. You can confuse people too much, but what really it gets down to is, like I was saying a second ago with like, okay, you've got outside, inside, outside for lines. You've got to give someone very basic things to think about, because when you're driving on a track, it's same thing as when you're 5 years old as when you're, 55, 65. There's so many things coming at you so quickly. It's hard to process all the information. So you've got to be ahead of the car and thinking about very few things when you're driving. And so that's kind of, on the website that I've created, onlineracingcourses.com, there's trainings in there that break it down super simply that people can understand, okay, this is how I drive fast on a track, and know that it's not, you don't want to overcomplicate it. You just want to make it as simple as possible.
Do you think
so that holds consistent?
Do you find that it's tougher? You've got a 10-year-old here. You got basically a blank slate. They haven't been driving before. And you've got somebody that bad habits. Right. Now you've got somebody like me that's been driving for a long time, we'll say, and so I think I know what I'm doing.
Tickets.
And so I've got bad habits, and is it tougher to help me overcome those bad habits?
It certainly can be, but it depends on the person always. With the 10-year-old, they can listen to you as much as they want, but sometimes it's hard to convey the point in a way that they understand it. And so being able to get the point across, to be like, hey, listen to what I'm saying, because I think, all of us have experienced the 10-year-old that knows best, right? And all of us also have experienced the adult that knows best. And so it kind of depends on the personality of the person that you're working with. And that's where it comes into, like, meeting them where they're at and being able to show them, like, hey, I know what I'm doing. This is why I'm here. And I'm here to help you get faster. And I've been through all these things. So just work with me. And so being able to get to that relationship is really important. So there's a lot of interpersonal dynamics that happen as well. And, kind of being able to go through all that has been quite a growing and learning experience for myself.
How much do your one-on-one lessons cost?
So on my, when I do the one-on-one lessons with sports car racing, it's I'm $1,500 a day for the teams that I work with, for the drivers.
Yep.
And I try not to I don't do too much of the during the season with the sports car racing. I don't do too much of the karting coaching. If I'm going out to the track myself, I'll help people out and give some pointers here and there as well, and try and work with people that are working with me. But we do have other coaches up at the track that can help, and they'll do, generally in karting, the going rate's about $250 to $500 a day for coaching. So that's kind of, it just depends on who you get, where they're at. But for myself, I tend to stick to the sports car racing just because it's a bit more technical. I'm very good at going through the data and going through the breaking down the understanding and kind of the physics behind everything. And so that's where I like to or where I find quite a lot of value. And I do try and help and get people started and working with, like, the big groups that we have that come up to our kart tracks. I enjoy that because I'm able to reach more than one person. And so that's kind of what I like doing.
Yeah, and I love you post a lot of stuff on social media about driving techniques, driving skills, driving education, as well as some philosophical stuff. And, I follow you on some of that, and I share some of that on our Facebook page. And I invite anybody to go ahead and follow you directly and not have to come through our Facebook page. It's a lot of fun. You're a very intelligent young man that I aspire to be. Do you have a ride this year coming up?
Yeah, so I have a few things. It looks not a full season ride just yet. I'm working on a couple of things in, like, SRO, and then I actually have been working on some sponsorship and some deals for a couple of the NASCAR Truck Series races at the road courses.
Oh, cool!
So
that'd be a hoot, huh?
Yeah, so still working on that. Still looking for a few more partners, but we're getting close. And
anybody out there that wants to help them, you can get a hold of us at info@inwheeltime.com, and we'll pass it on to Alec.
Awesome, yeah.
Well, Alec, it's great. Listen, I can't thank you enough for spending the time with us this morning. I know you're a busy guy, and you got stuff going out there at the go-kart track. Tell everybody once again where the go-kart track is.
Yeah, we're up in Conroe on South Loop 336 East. So 3528 South Loop 336 East, just about 20 minutes north of the Woodlands.
And you got a website?
Yeah, just HoustonKartingComplex.com. You can search us on Google. We should be the first thing that pops up unless there's an ad that had bought our name there.
Great. Okay.
It tends to happen.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, again, thanks. Good luck. Let's touch base before you get going in racing season again.
Sounds great. Always love being on In Wheel Time.
Thanks for coming on.
We really appreciate it. Alec Udell. I wanted to why don't we get what I know that you've got Conrad's Car Clinic.
It's okay. We can skip it. I'm looking at time. We're good.
Okay. You sure?
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I did want to talk about some of the cars that are going to debut in 2021. This is from Automotive News. Acura, the luxury brand's flagship, the MDX, is set to launch in February with an all-new, what they call ultra-rigid platform, new styling, and a redesigned interior. Alfa Romeo, I love the name of this, production of the toenail.
No, it can't be. It's got to be. It's got to be pronounced something else.
Probably Tonale, but it looks like toenail. Production of there it is.
Spell it.
Tonale.
Oh, gosh.
The toenail. Plug-in hybrid compact crossover is slated to begin.
So smaller than the Stelvio?
That's insane. I saw that and thought, what is that?
It's a toenail.
It's a toenail. Aston Martin, or as some guy that I used to know called it, an Austin Martin. 2 limited run models, the Valkyrie And the V12 Speedster will launch in the first half of this year.
Everything they do is limited, and I love them.
Audi, a sportback version of the Q5 crossover, arrives in the first half. In the second half, the brand will launch 2 EVs, the Q4 e-tron and the e-tron GT. Okay. Bentley Speed and Bentley Bentayga hybrid variants are set for the first half, while the bespoke Bacalar, where did they come up with these names? Bacalar Roadster will arrive later.
Bacalar.
I'm sure
that's
they'll
got to be pronounced different than what you're saying.
Probably Bacalarette, but at any rate, there it is right there, the Bentley Bacalar. Bacalar.
It's the way it reads.
I just read them. I don't. BMW. What is that? Break my wallet? BMW redesigns of the performance M3 sedan and the M4 coupe are coming in March.
And they're going to change that front grille to the twin Edsel's.
Oh, Lord, that's ugly.
Really
Buick, now featuring a car-free lineup. The General Motors brand will launch its redesigned Envision compact crossover early in the year. They didn't say what date.
Well, remember, the Envision is the one Buick builds in China.
Okay. Well, let's scratch that off the list. Cadillac. The CT4V Blackwing and CT5V Blackwing performance sedans are coming this summer. Chevrolet, production of a freshened Bolt and new utility version of the electric nameplate will begin in the summer. Silverado full-size pickup, along with its GMC Sierra sibling, gets a freshening with a significant reworking of the interior, adding technology and larger screens, plus minor exterior
Trying to make
changes.
the interior as nice as the Ram?
They're trying. I don't know as if that'll ever happen.
They haven't got there yet.
No, they have not. Dodge, 2 performance-minded variants, imagine that, arrive early in the year. The Durango SRT Hellcat. Didn't you have that, Mars?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
And the Charger SRT Hellcat Red Eye, which I believe I have out there.
Yes, sir.
Ferrari, the SF90 Stradale, or Stradale.
Stradale. Stradale.
Stradale.
Stradale.
There's no Stratadale.
Isn't that a town outside of San Antonio?
Would you like to go?
Stratdale.
No, there's no T. It's
Stradale. I don't know.
Plug-in hybrid should arrive in early 2021 with a Portofino M. I know that one because there's a wine, Portofino wine, will launch in the summer. Ford, highly anticipated Bronco SUV, originally set for a spring launch, will instead reach showrooms in the summer because of the coronavirus. The high-performance Mach 1 variant of the Mustang will debut in the spring. Later in the year, a small pickup that will likely be called the Maverick should launch. Yes,
the Maverick is back.
Are you kidding me?
That's what it says. Genesis, this is all from Automotive News. Genesis, Korean luxury brand, will launch the GV70 compact crossover and EV.
Well, that's what Jack was talking about earlier.
Jack was talking earlier. GMC, freshened Sierra and Silverado pickups from Chevy. Honda, 11th generation Civic, set to go on sale in sedan form in the spring as a 2022 model. Okay.
Think of the Civic. It's been around since the 70s.
With the hatchback variant following later, elsewhere in the lineup, a redesigned HRV subcompact crossover is expected to debut. Hyundai, redesigned 2022 Tucson, or Tucson, as you would like to call it. While the toenail, the Santa Cruz pickup is expected in the third quarter. The Hyundai is using the Ioniq name.
Ioniq.
You say tomato, I say tomato. You know, yes, all of that. Do I need to go on? Or
no, please do. Please do.
You sure?
Yeah, I think people want to know what's coming.
Okay.
You got plenty left?
As we all do.
What's coming from Subaru? I see Subaru written down
let's see. Subaru, the redesigned 2022 BRZ Coupe.
Oh, your favorite. The roller skate.
Just go ahead. Just go ahead and shoot me now. Why even redesign it? Why not just exit it off the map? Because nobody buys it.
Porsche coming out with something?
Tesla, Cybertruck, an avant-garde behemoth is set to go in production late in the year. However, given the plant in Austin, Texas, where the electric truck is to be produced, is still under construction. Launch may slip to 2022. Toyota, the Tundra, redesigned Tundra. after its 10-year anniversary,
As you say.
is set to debut at dealerships in the second half of the year.
I hope they build a fuel economy model because that thing is a gas hog.
Yeah, there's just so much wrong with that Tundra. I'm sorry. Volkswagen's lineup will expand in 2021 with the launch of the ID4 EV in the first quarter and the Taos, Taos subcompact crossover in the summer. 8th generation Golf will launch in the second half, but only the GTI and R trims only. And Volvo C40, a sporty electric crossover, should launch in the second half.
No new Polestar?
I didn't see anything about Polestar on here.
The Volvo Polestar.
Does anybody that come up with these names, do they ever do any research on them?
I'm not real sure.
Because they certainly didn't talk to me about it.
I'm a little confused about the Blackwing at Cadillac as being their performance version when, V-Series has been their performance version. A proven name. People hear V-Series at Cadillac. They know what to expect. Well, now they're going to have a V-Series Blackwing. What is that going to add to the car?
Maybe that's the formal V-Series?
The black one?
Yeah. No, I would imagine that it's probably some supercharged four-cylinder or something.
Well, that's what they're doing
not.
is turbocharging the four-cylinder in the XT4 or the CT4 anyhow.
Yeah, so put a bigger turbocharger on it and up the horsepower to 350 or something, and now you got the black one.
Paint it all black wheels, black it out.
Okay.
I think they call murdering it.
Okay. Because V-Series, they've spent a lot of money on the branding of V-Series, and I think they've effectively created a Cadillac V-Series brand, and now they're going to introduce Blackwing over the top of it. To me, it's kind of confusing.
Let's take a break, and we'll be right back.
Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier cruise-in, and you're invited to join in. Whether you're a cruiser or spectator, Tailpipes and Tacos is the place to enjoy made-to-order breakfast tacos, fresh coffee, and mingle with Houston's fun car people. Mark your calendar for Saturday, January 16th for Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant in Katy, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tailpipes and Tacos is free, and everyone is invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods all at one location. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event. The Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupe founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise in, Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, January 16th, 8 to 11 a.m. at Lupe's in Katy. The In Wheel Time Car Show will be there too. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise in, January 16th, 8 to 11 a.m. at Lupe's in Katy, weather permitting. Texas Truck Works is your go-to truck customizer. From mild-to-wild lift kits, custom wheels, and steering and handling enhancements to the best personal and commercial wraps, Texas Truck Works delivers. Let Texas Truck Works founder Scott Stevens help you get the most out of your truck or Jeep. Texas Truck Works has decades of customizing experience, including power adders and complete engine swaps. Let the Texas Truck Works team design an upgrade plan that fits your budget. Get truck attitude today at TexasTruckWorks.com. Well, I don't know about you, but boy, am I glad this is over with.
I thought it was a good show.
Well, that's it for this episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. Hey, when you're on Facebook, please give us a like, tell your friends about us, and share our junk. You'll get Conrad's Unicorn hunting features along with all things automotive all week long. The In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and on InWheelTime.com. Podcasts available on Pandora, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, iHeart Podcast, Google Podcast, and Podcast Addict. Special thanks to all of our guests today, especially Alec Udell. The In Wheel Time Chief Engineer is the fabulous David Ainsley. Our Video Technical Director, Sales and Marketing Man is Jeffrey Zeke. And this week's In Wheel Time Car Show is produced and directed by the Health and Human Services Division of the Chinese government. For booking agent and podcast man Mike Out of This World Mars and his royalty, King Conrad DeLong, I'm Don Armstrong saying so long for now, and we hope you'll join us on our next live show next Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time, right here on the Smoke and Mirrors Network. Thanks for being part of the In Wheel Time family. Mask up and stay healthy. This is Don Armstrong saying so long for now.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.